The following program is a Town of Colonie television production of the William K. Sanford Town Library.
Hello, and welcome to Empowering Entrepreneurs. My name is Melissa Carter, and I'm a local author entrepreneur in the Albany area. I own the Holistic Package, and I provide inspirational products and services, and I also focus on wellness. I'm a Reiki practitioner and author, a mentor, and I also offer inspirational apparel. I wanted to begin this show called Empowering Entrepreneurs because I've been a woman in business in this area for a couple years. And in the past couple years, I've met a lot of amazing women who have started their own businesses and or organizations. And I feel very strongly about highlighting other women entrepreneurs in the area. So in the past year, I discovered She's a Boss organization via social media. And I met Liska Wilson, the president and founder, at a local mentoring event at a local college. And she is my first guest today. So I'd like to welcome Liska. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me. And I'm going to just ask you a few questions about yourself, and I'm trying to find out a little bit more about She's a Boss and your work with the community and your future goals. So tell me a little bit about yourself and the audience, about yourself, your background, and how you started She's a Boss.
So about me, I have to go far back to really lead up to how I started She's a Boss and why I started She's a Boss. So first of all, I'm from Jamaica, and growing up, my parents were always about go to school, get your education, get a good job. That was what they taught us. So I did that. I went through the Albany City Schools, I went to Siena College, graduated from college, and my goal was to be an event planner. But I knew no one was gonna hire me right off the bat. But that's what I wanted. So my mentor that I had at the time, she encouraged me to start an organization and launch this organization and do events for them. So I thought that was a great idea. So that's what I did, and that's kind of where She's a Boss started. It kind of started for a selfish reason so that I can get experience, so that I can build up my portfolio and build my resume. But very quickly took a mind of its own and became what it is today, and it's based on mentorship because I had a mentor, and when I was going through a relationship with my mentor, I had a lot of my peers, a lot of women asking me like, well, how did you get a mentor, or how are you doing all these things? So She's a Boss turned into kind of my give back to help everyone else and everyone who had questions.
Okay, and is the mission revolved around mentorship and working with the community in that way?
The mission specifically says to support entrepreneurial women by helping them make the right connections, building the right connections, and making the right moves. And through that, a big piece of that is mentorship. Because if you don't know what a mentor is, a mentor helps you kind of navigate towards the goal that you want to get to. For example, my mentor, she was an established event planner. So she kind of helped me navigate the ins and outs of the area itself and event planning as a career and as a business. So a mentor helps you make those connections. She helped me make connections. I actually have several mentors now. They both help me make connections. They connect me to opportunities in relation to my goals. They help me decide what move I should make. So I think mentorship is rooted in that without actually saying it.
Sure, and that's fantastic. And are you specifically focused in the Albany area, and what age groups do you work with primarily?
Right now we are focused in the capital region, so Albany, Troy, Schenectady, upstate New York, whatever you want to call it. So that is where our focus is as far as programming, but in the future we could be everywhere. We could be around the whole globe, we could be across the whole United States, but right now we are in the capital region.
Great. And what age group do you primarily focus on?
Our age group primarily, our sweet spot will be 18 to 35.
Okay.
Probably even sweeter will be right after graduating college, so around 22. But we have recently started trying to get into the college realm to kind of introduce them to us so that when they do graduate, they know they have an organization to turn to help them reach their goals.
Sure, and that kind of leads into the next question of what are some of your goals with She's a Boss, and what have been some of your accomplishments up to this point?
Our major goals, or you call our vision, our vision is to be an internationally known key player in helping women fearlessly build their careers. There's lots of statistics out there that say women are underrepresented in leadership positions, yet women are leading the way in starting businesses, but yet we get probably the least amount of venture funding. So, and I know that even me personally and my friends, a lot of things can make you not want to pursue that goal. Mm-hmm. So the goal at She's Boss is to inspire women to, maybe today you are a single mom working a part-time job that you hate, but inspire them to know that 5 years from now, you could own your own business. You could be top management at a PR firm or whatever your goal is. So our first goal is always to inspire women. And I'm happy to say that we have been doing that. We get a lot of great feedback. People come to me personally. People send us messages all the time. So I'm very proud of being that inspiration for people.
Great, fantastic.
Also, mentorship. We want to expose more people to mentors. So we do have a directory on our website where women can reach out to other women who've already kind of opted in to saying, hey, you can reach out to me. So it kind of limits that fear factor of, okay, are they going to deny me or whatever the case is. So just to try and match more women with mentors. So first and foremost, inspire, and two, to get women connected to other women who can help them.
Great. And I have been to some of your events, and they are fantastic. Do you rely a lot on the community for donations, and what's your involvement with the community and other organizations within the community?
Other organizations, I'm a firm believer in networking and relationships and partnerships, so I'm always looking for different ways to connect with small business owners, especially passionate about supporting small businesses. So we do try to link up with various small businesses in the area, whether to be a venue for an event or to donate an item for some sort of giveaway. But we're always trying to give small businesses in the area exposure. So we have worked with lots of different small businesses. At the event that we met at first was through Women at Work, and so we were kind of partnered with that event. I was a speaker there. So I'm always looking for different opportunities to partnerships and build relationships with the community. I'm big on small business and community.
Great, fantastic. So I know you mentioned you have a new program coming up this year, beginning this month. So can you tell us about that and just upcoming events?
So historically, we've been known for our mentoring events. They come in a few different forms, whether it be a panel discussion, speed mentoring, or a group mentoring, which is essentially like a round table with different mentors and a group of women, casual discussion. But this program year, it'll officially launch in January, but we'll be starting co-working. Not co-working in the sense that we'll have one physical location where people can co-work, but it'll be various locations across the capital region to actually come in and get stuff done. So although we've been doing mentorship, and I feel like that's more advisement and kind of leading women towards a specific end goal, the co-working will help put that advice and knowledge into action. So I'm excited about getting the co-working started.
Can you explain a little bit more about co-working and just give an example of and how it would work?
So as far as co-working is essentially, I think the best way to explain, especially if you've been to college or even high school, is a study group almost.
Okay.
So for our co-working, we would want to have a specific theme for each co-work meetup. Mm-hmm. So for example, if you're a woman in business and you know you need to work on your marketing, you may come to our marketing co-work this month, and we may have a speaker who specializes in marketing, and she'll give a short talk on whatever aspect of marketing that we choose for that co-work, and then they'll be able to actually put that into practice or work work on what other marketing activities that they need to work on. So when you're in that co-working space, it creates a productive environment because there's other people working. So if you're not going to work, then you're probably going to feel some type of way.
Great. I mean, that sounds like a great program. Is the co-working the highlight of this new program?
I would say it's almost an add-on to the existing mentorship program. So again, in the past, it's been more about providing information and knowledge and advice. And then the co-working, I feel like, is just a natural next step. You get all this knowledge, you get all this advice, and a lot of times you may just go home and not do anything with it. But having the co-works will encourage you to actually put that into action, because planning is great, but nothing happens if you don't take action. So the co-working piece is to encourage more action.
Great. And are you still planning on pairing more mentors and mentees together?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully that will start later next year.
Okay.
We're getting a great team together. I'm really excited about that for this year. We've started to assemble a really great team of volunteers, actually, so I'm really happy about that. And so we'll get all this kind of on a seamless run, and then we'll be able to put more effort and more focus into doing the one-on-one matches like we have done previously.
Great. And you mentioned that you're organizing committees within your organization, so it sounds like you're really starting to grow.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So what would you say the legacy of She's a Boss would be going forward? And, again, what are some more future goals with it?
I would say ultimately, from my understanding of legacy, when people, especially women, think of She's a Boss, I want them to think and believe that anything is possible. So like I was saying before, today you could be working a job that you hate, but I want them, when they think of She's a Boss, to trust and believe that 5 years from now, they could own that business. They could be doing what they actually wanted to do, opposed to just settling for what is right now. So ultimately, I want people to just think, I can do this. And I feel like that's what I've done for some people. That's what they've told me. And I want to just spread that message that you can do this. As long as you put in the effort and you work for it, we can all do this.
Yeah, definitely. And having women like you in the community, inspiring, and as you said, passing that on to the next generation is very important. And as I said, I've met so many people, whether it be an organization or a business, trying to accomplish that same mission. So it's great to have such a close-knit community in the Albany area, and I've just met a vast amount of women doing the same thing. So it's great for the future of this community and in general. So what are some of your aspirations as a female entrepreneur?
As a female entrepreneur, so it's going to sound very similar to She's a Boss. She's a Boss actually inspired me, even though I'm the founder and I kind of run the organization. It's inspired me to just continue pursuing entrepreneurship and to continue to do more things. As I said before, I'm passionate about small business. So I think for me personally, a bigger picture will be able to help more small businesses get the exposure that they need and the exposure that they deserve. I have a bunch of different ideas floating around in my hair.
That's as well.
But I think the next one is going to be something that's going to help provide exposure to lots of small businesses at once.
That's fantastic.
So I'm trying to figure out how to make that work.
Yeah, and that's definitely needed. I feel small businesses supporting each other, again, in the community is very essential. So just to go back about upcoming events, I know you handed me some information, so can you tell us about any upcoming events?
So our next event that's officially on the calendar is an event called TalkEatArt, and that's going to be at the Albany Center Gallery, September 30th. She's a Boss is actually hosting the networking hour from 7 to 8 p.m. So that should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I've been to previous TalkEatArt events, or T for short, and they've all been great. It features local talent, poetry, vocalists, lyricists, and actual art pieces. So I'm looking forward to it.
That sounds fantastic. Well, what other advice would you give to women who are thinking about starting an organization such as She's a Boss, or just a business in general?
My biggest piece of advice, I think, would be to persevere. I'm probably one of the most patient people that I know, and I'm probably one of the most patient people other people would say they know, and that really ties into perseverance, because I've seen a lot of women either have business ideas or they've actually taken some steps, but then nothing happens, and a lot of it's because they're not persevering through for whatever reason. It could be because of discouragement or whatever the case is, but persevere until something happens, and something will happen, whether it be that original vision, that original goal you had, or it'll transform to something else, something better, but just to keep going regardless of what's going on around you. There's going to be naysayers, there's going to be downs, but there will definitely be ups. So to just keep going regardless of what's going on.
That's really fantastic advice. And, speaking from my own experience, I know that being in a business and a female in business and just having a small business in general, there's always ups and downs and successes and challenges, and having the determination to follow through, and especially when you have such a great mission and you're trying to accomplish great work and inspire other people, I think that just helps drive people and helps them continue to go on. And if we can inspire the younger generation to do that, I think that's fantastic as well.
If you believe in what you're doing, just keep going.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
I was very happy to have you as my first guest. And if you'd like to learn more about Liska and She's a Boss, you can visit she'saboss.org. And she's also on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. So remember to always follow your passions and inspire others. Thank you so much for joining. Take care.